fucking nigga shit. Take a nigga bitch and then I pass her to the click. I say, see me, I don't got no time for no bitch. I just get them for the bros, I'm just worried about them chips. I'm a shot call, little nigga, I'ma stay wild. Hot nigga, I belong in a dog pound. Shot call, little nigga, I'ma stay wild. Hot nigga, I belong in a dog pound. I fuck a bitch and then I put it in a bitch throat. Never give a bitch your phone, that's a no-no. Off tops, new chain in my wrist roll. Load it up.
At this point, I'm bored, so I guess it's time to restart up this channel. This is what if Dekku had, what if Dekku had the Sharingan. Now, Dekku would be born with a different type of ability from everybody else. It's not a quirk. It's what the doctors call Sharingan. It looks exactly like one from Naruto, so they just called it that. It had about the same abilities. So they said that he had the Sharingan, but they didn't say as a quirk. So she said, so that's his quirk? And then they said, ma'am, I'm pretty sure your son's a birth defect. This isn't a quirk, this is something completely different. Now, he has this ability like inside of Naruto. He even seems to hold natural energy within his body. But the amount of natural energy that he holds inside of his body shouldn't be normal for the body that he has, since it's so little. But it holds so much power. Inside of Naruto's terms, he would be a mini Senju. Now they go back home and Izuku's just hyped. Now Inko's just confused, and the next day he goes to school. They're like, what's your quirk? Now technically he hasn't unlocked it yet. He's just nah, because that doesn't make sense. First off, Izuku goes to school and he uses his first stage, and then he says, they call this a Sharingan. And then he said, so that's your quirk? And then he says, well, technically, they said it's a whole nother thing. It's not a quirk. Which everybody all of a sudden just gets angry at Izuku. They're like, so you mean you're quirkless? Then he says something like that, and they all start busting out laughing, and they're like, what a quirkless loser. And then he's like, so what's your power? And then the kid answers with, I can do this. And then he pulls on his eyeball, and then it stretches out. He says, so you're gonna call me useless, but that's your ability. And then he's like, what does your ability even do? He says, it helps me dodge. Now, it punches at him, and then since he has Uchiha eyes, his punches are a lot slower. So he activates his Sharingan, and then he dodges the punch. Now, all the kids start punching at him, which there's like 3 kids, which Izuku's like dodging like it's nothing. He's dodging and weaving, and then the teacher's like, settle down, settle down, settle down. You don't want to accidentally hurt Izuku. And then as soon as he says, "Ku," Izuku gets punched in the face by Bakugo. And now he's on the floor bleeding. Now, Izuku says, once we're in 7th grade, I'm going to get you back. He says, once we're in 8th grade and about to become heroes, I'm going to get you back for this. And Bakugo just doesn't care. He's just like, you'll forget by then. Now, Bakugo has been bullying Izuku for the longest, which some of what he's doing is actually causing mental strain. So right now he's like going through a lot of stress. it doesn't make him go blind because he has nobody to take eyes from, so he would just go blind instantly. Anyway, so anyway, he then squares up and he says, "Hey, you remember that one time inside a elementary?" And then he says, "Yeah," and then he's like, "Let me I'll put my handicap." And like he uppercuts him so hard that some kids think they can hear "Hare you can." Just wiping blood off his nose, and then he says, "Good punch." And then he tries to hit Izuku with an explosion, but Izuku turns on his Sharingan as soon as he said good hit. Now he grabs him by the arm from the explosion and then he flips him. Now when he hits his back, he breaks his leg. Cause he landed on his leg pretty hard and his other leg hit his leg at the same time that he hit the ground. Fractures his leg. Now he's just in pain. And the teacher's like, "Izuku, you're here now. And then he's like, "It's the last day of school." And then he sticks the middle finger at them and says, "F you." Now, how am I supposed to explain this? Izuku's kidnapped. And he's tested on for, I'd say 5 months of the 10 months, and then all of a sudden he's just thrown out. Now the test that they did on him was painful. Now Izuku doesn't even know what happened or why it happened, but he just goes back home and his mom's just runs towards him once he knocks on the door. And then she's asking where did he go, and then he's like, "I was kidnapped." Now Inko takes him down to the hospital, and then first off she asks for a virginity test, just in case they did anything sus. And then she asks then to check Izuku, which Izuku lifts up his shirt and instantly there's like a bunch of scars. And then they do some tests on him and they realize he gained 6 different quirks. He gained flight, enhanced strength, enhanced speed. He also gained kind of how do I explain it? Thermal vision. He can see everything inside of thermal if he chooses to. One other ability is he gets a minor heat vision. Not, I'm gonna say he gets a lightning vision. Now the lightning vision helps him. He calls it lightning vision, but for real, it's just the lightning boost to his whole body. That's why you can see lightning in his eyes in this picture. Yes, I did plan this. But he has his lightning increases his speed for his Sharingan. And the last thing that they added to him, they say this is horrifying. They added a healing factor, but they say it's horrifying because it's multiple healing factors put into one, which only one man can do that. It was All For One. Now, All For One was bored, and he wanted to see what would happen if a kid that literally defies all type of logic got those type of powers. Now, Izuku just trains on his physical strength a month after because his wounds actually had to heal. Because first off, his body was extremely scarred. So if he was to train like that, his wounds would like open back up, which would kill him. And well, his surgery wounds, not just wounds. And a month after, Izuku's doing like hundreds of push-ups, sit-up. I'm not gonna say he does about 500 sit-ups, because sit-ups aren't that hard to do. He does a 12-kilometer dash. He goes to the swimming pool like a lot to like build up his actual speed. So by the time the 10 months of training is over, Izuku is cracked. Now he goes to the testing rounds, and of course I have to add this. Izuku sees Uraraka Momo, and he starts hollering at Momo first. He's like, "Hey, can I get that number up off you? Please, madame." And she says, "Do I even know you?" While blushing. And he says, "No, but you can." He says, "You can know me sexually." And then she starts blushing, and then she's like, "I don't know if you have anything." And then he's like, "It is what it is." Like, let me stop. What is with me in the memes today? But anyway, he's like, "It is what it is." And she just starts busting out laughing. So what? And she's like, "You're funny." And then she gives him her number, and then she's like, "Here, take this. I might see you next time." And then she walks away. Now, Izuku's like, "I didn't actually think that would work." Now, Izuku looks over at Uraraka, and then Uraraka's like, "Don't even try it." She says, "I have a boyfriend." I'm sorry I used this on my last video, but I'm like, he says, "I like you. I don't care about your boyfriend. Come on, let's link. Can do what I do. Beat it up with no hint." And then she just starts blushing. And then she laughs and also gives him her number. Bruh, Izuku's pulling girls right to left. Now, this is right before the test. Now, I'm not even gonna ask. Now, as soon as they get onto the battlegrounds, Izuku is dashing. Yep, I'm skipping the exam because we all know he got an A. Because Izuku's very smart. But he just starts doing the equivalent of flash stepping. Now, he's going, bro. He's taking down robots left to right. And he's like breaking the robots extremely. And then he picks up one of the robots by their foot and then throw it at 3 more robots. And then one robot hits him, which he says, "Well, I was working on this, but I guess now's a good time to use it." Now, he starts throwing up hand signs. And one of the kids say, "Wow, is he really throwing up the rep inside the middle of fighting?" Now, Izuku just shoots out a fireball, and then he says, "Oh, that makes more sense." And it instantly melts the robot's front, so the robot can't move because its feet is melted and its head is melted. And Izuku just kicks the crap out of the robot. Like he said, Detroit Smash. So Izuku says that should be about enough. And then he hears Uraraka screaming and he says, never mind. And she's about to get stepped on. Izuku's running as fast as he can. But it doesn't look like, it doesn't look good for him. So he's like, this jutsu didn't, this ability wasn't really tested, but I guess we'd have to use it. No, he throws up a hand sign and then he stops moving. And the heroes are getting ready to move, but then lightning forms inside of Izuku's hand, and then he activates his eyes. And then Izuku starts going, bro. He picks up Uraraka out the way and then slides. Throws her out the way and then gets stepped on himself. Now, as soon as this happens, this was good enough to he sees right before he stepped on, one other kid was right there. I don't really feel like sacrificing anybody else that's important to the story, so I actually know the name too. Now, the robot it shoots upwards, like it just shoots upwards, and then massive amount of chakra is coming out of Izuku, and then he starts forming techniques. Hand signs, and then he goes, lightning of the god. Now, a beam of light comes out of the sky, hits the robot from literally up down, and then it takes out a chunk. Very light starts coming until it forms one giant beam of light, and then Izuku says, "Target eliminated." Now, as I was trying to say, Izuku's Mangekyo Sharingan. Bad picture, but I got it off of Google. So yeah, it's the best that I could get for you guys. So yeah, that's his Sharingan. Can't find it. Now, yeah, that's what his Mangekyo Sharingan looks like. And everybody's just wondering what happened. And Izuku just walks off of the ground. And just dropped my phone, but it's fine. Okay, that's where I'm gonna leave it off. If you guys enjoyed, hit that little bell, hit the like button, and please subscribe. See you guys later.
Tell you shit. I'm a beast from nothing. I've been so wrong, impossible, but I'm always right. Said I know how to shoot, and I know how to fight. tell you once, I'll tell you twice. I'm real discreet, like a thief in the night. Look, if I call you babe, you babe for the day, or babe for the night. You not my wife. She wanna kill her, so fuck all night. I wanna fuck on the thigh, give me head all night. AP, big rocks, in the hood with the realest. 5K on the dinner, bring 300 down to the dealer. I did some wrong, but I'm always right. Said I know how to shoot, and I know how to fight. If I tell you once, I'll tell you twice. I'm real discreet, like a thief in the night.
I'm rich, but I'm riding, I'm low on this side.